host of the Gridiron.
Good for him. Unfortunately for him, he landed on a team, but it's not your mother's Bengals, shall we say? It's not the Bengals, the team that's been going to the playoffs and maybe making possible Super Bowl runs and all this stuff and everything. But at least he landed himself anyway, and good for him on another team. And so just one of the things that just kind of, as I said, always just kind of like boggles my brain, right? Is let some of these guys go, and it's like, is it because this regime didn't draft them? We didn't draft this guy. We don't want him. No. So you let him go and you keep Eric Gray? Yeah. I mean, it's just unbelievable. I mean, just the way we let Brightwell go. I'm not saying the guy's Barry Sanders or not, but we let him go and we keep Eric Gray. So then you're going to probably let Eric Gray go and draft somebody else. And then it's like, well, why didn't you just keep this guy in the front? It's just kind of like, it's like, what are we doing? But all right. So I got an article on there, right? Yeah, here we go. Yep. Bengals signing former Giants running back to practice squad after bringing Leonard Fournette in for a workout, per report. So Leonard Fournette's still out there, apparently. Yet the Bengals are in the middle of a backfield makeover of sorts. The latest in this shakeup on their depth chart comes off the heels of a litany of workouts Monday that has the team signing former New York Giants back Gary Brightwell to the practice squad. Good for you, brother. Good for you, according to NFL media. This comes after the team invited veteran running back Leonard Fournette as part of those workouts conducted by Cincinnati. These workouts come after the Bengals placed running back Zack Moss on injury reserve due to a neck injury that is likely to put him on the shelf for the rest of the season. Cincinnati did begin to address their need for help in the backfield at the trade deadline, dealing for former Bears running back Khalil Herbert, and now Brightwell is another option for the club behind starter Chase Brown. Brightwell, he's only 25. He's got a lot of tread left on the tires because he wasn't getting a lot of use with the Giants. He was a 6th-round pick, right? But once again, it was in 2021. Shane, obviously, didn't draft him. Shane and Dable. He came with Kmart, right? He came with the store, right? So they were looking back now, we didn't draft this guy. What do we want this guy for? Well, he's not the worst guy in the world, especially as a third-team running back. And one of the things coming out of college was he loves playing special teams, right? And he does a much better job at special teams than, let's say Eric Gray does, right? He spent his first 3 seasons in the league with New York, largely in reserve role and special teams player. During his tenure, he carried the ball 41 times for 164 yards and a touchdown. He averaged 4 yards a carry. On a crappy offense, 4 yards a carry. He also caught 11 of 16 targets for 92 yards receiving. So a little over about 8.5 yards of reception. Last season, Brightwell suffered a hamstring injury in Week 7 that placed him on the injury reserve. He was waived in May with an injury designation. More recently, Brightwell had a brief training camp stint with the Jacksonville Jaguars. This summer, he later would sign with the Cleveland Browns in late August and was primary on their practice squad until he was released on October 29th. And they talk about Fournette. Yeah, so it's kind of, I mean, I don't know, if, Fournette is just all beat up. Says, as Fournette, the 29-year-old, hasn't seen much action in the NFL in recent years, and that's slated to continue after Cincinnati seemingly decided to go in a different direction. The former number 4 overall pick out of LSU signed on with the Buffalo Bills practice squad in late October last season and made 2 appearances down the stretch, getting called up to the game day roster in weeks 16 and 18. That time, Fournette rushed for 40 yards and 12 carries. So, I mean, I don't know if Fournette is kind of, what would you say? Yeah. wore himself out. He's got a lot of carries. Even especially in college, he had a lot of carries, a lot of touches, a lot of carries. And then when he came up, a lot of touches, a lot of carries. So I don't know if he's just kind of worn down, quite possibly. But if we look at, Eric Gray here, right? Let me see here. Pop this up here. Oops, share screen. All right, let me see if I can find. Once again, I got 72,000. Oh, there we go. No. We're going to go Brightwell, not Gray. Brightwell. All right, so let's look at Gary here, right? All right, so this is special teams, okay? Let's see. What was this here? 2024. Oh, no. This is with Cleveland, okay? But he graded out a 64.9 with Cleveland. But I said here, these were all special teams, right? You notice his first year with the Giants, he rated a 58.4, but his second year was a 69.1. His second is this season, 2023, the year he was injured, is 33.7 special teams, right? But a 69.1. But he's a special teams. He loves playing special teams. Absolutely loves playing special teams. Now let's see here. Wait. Snaps by. No, I don't want to do this. Let's try this here. 2023 snaps by positions. Okay, let's go here. Offense. Okay, so you notice here, right? Offensive grades. With the Giants, his first year he only had what? Grand total of 13 snaps. He was not used a lot, right? You're not going to get used a lot if you're the third option and you got Saquon Barkley as your starting back, right? So he had 13 total snaps, 54.7. But his second year is 92 total snaps, 67.7. His pass blocking's not too bad. Last season, he was in for just 41 total snaps, 64.4, 72.1 passing, So, not bad. Not too bad. Let's see here. Now, whoops. Okay. If I go here and look at, overall, Eric Gray here. I'm sorry. Yeah, Eric Gray. What do we got? Eric Gray. Eric Gray here. Russian. The guy. I sometimes have a hard time speaking. It's like rushing. Eric Gray. He's averaging 2.6 yards per carry in his career. 2.6 yards per carry. Eric Gray. You put the guy back there. The guy can't catch punts. He runs out a kickoff, fumbles it. Next play, the Browns score a touchdown. He's averaging 2.6 yards a carry. 2.6 yards a carry. We let go of Brightwell, who's averaging 4 yards a carry. He does a better job on special teams. What the f are we doing? Brightwell's hardly been used. Got a lot of tread left on the tires. They let him go with an injury designation. So, but the guy is able to come back and play with other teams. Now he's on a practice squad. Do we really have to let him go? You're letting a guy who's averaging 4 yards a carry. Now, let me see here. Where is he here? Gary Brightwell. Okay, so let's see here. Let's see here. Yards per carry, rushing. He was averaging 4 yards a carry. 2023 was not good. He averaged 2.1 yards a carry. But 2022, he averaged 4.5. His rookie season, he averaged 4. So he ran the ball 41 times, 164 yards behind crappy offensive line play. Our offensive line play is better this year. So maybe if he played this year, his averaging might be over 4 yards a carry, right? He has 1 touchdown, and what do we got? He caught 11 passes. He's averaging like 8.5 yards of reception. So, once again, the guy's averaging 4 yards a carry. I just don't get it. This would be his 4th year. So, I mean, I don't know how many teams would be breaking down the door to sign the guy next year. You could probably bring him back maybe on the cheap. See where you got to pay the guy a ton of money. If he wants a ton of money, okay, then you go elsewhere. But like I said, apparently what I said in that article is we let him go. What did it say? It was in May. In week 7, placed on, he was waived in May with an injury designation. But he came back, right? I mean, right. More recently, we had a brief camp stint with the Jaguars in the summer. So so he came back in the summer with the Jaguars. So we let him go, and within a month or so later, he was with the Jaguars. I don't get it. Guys averaging, I said, better special teams play. He's just as cheap, if not cheaper than Gray, because I think he was a 6th-round pick and Gray's a 5th-round pick. I mean, he's got a lot of tread left on the tires, better special teams, better running back. And all Gray does is muff punts, fumble kickoff returns, get to the half-inch line, getting ready to score a touchdown, fumble the ball, and they run it back 102 yards for a touchdown. I mean, that's Eric Gray. And we keep him, and we let Gary Brightwell go. What? So, and then probably next year, whatever, we'll let Eric Gray go. We'll probably bring somebody else in, and it's like, well, why don't you just keep Brightwell in the first? What do we? Why do we just keep shuffling guys in and out? I mean, what the we doing? Once again, it is what it is. But good for Gary Brightwell. I hope he makes it. I don't know if the Bengals, the way they're going, I don't know if they're going to be seeing any playoffs this season. But good for him. He's still in the league. I hope he catches on. I ain't got no ill will toward Nick McLeod or him or nothing like that. So hope he catches on. If not with the Bengals after the season, I hope he catches on someplace else. But a little bummed out, a little disappointed, a little scratching my head, pulling my hair out. Like, why did we let him go? I mean, if he had like a broken bone or something, he wasn't going to be able to play for months and months. Okay, but we let him go, and just a short while after that, he's with the Jaguars. Why couldn't we kept him? I mean, he's not better than Gray, yeah. Or is it just because Shane didn't draft him? Well, we didn't draft him. We don't want this guy. Oh my God! All right, so then we got to wrap up our program for this evening. Let's go over a shocking stat that I just John Schmelk kind of went over this here, and he was just specifically talking about this season. But I went back and looked, and I was just like, another one of the reasons why the Giants aren't winning football games.